Okay, we're going to start. From Andrea's now on, we will be starting. Welcome everybody to the Vinitaly press conference. We would like to start by asking the Trade Commissioner, Antonino Laspina, to have some comments for the segment. Okay, continue.
Good morning, everybody. I'm very delighted to be here. I'd like to say that the Consul General is going to join us later on in making his position today. It's always something that has a level of emergency and priority in the matters that he has been every single moment. But he's going to join us at the Consul General Fabrizio Vinicieri. As a Trade Commissioner, I would like to say that I'm quite satisfied with the fact that the performance of the Italian wine, US market has been absolutely positive. We have registered a 17% of growth over the previous year, which means that the sector has been showing resilience, but at the same time, it's an important trend. You can hear the data that is proving and showing that there is a growing appreciation by the US consumers of the quality of the Italian wine. So the quantity is there, but also we have registered, I think, for the first time since a long time, the fact that quantity is growing, but also the price per unit per bottle is increasing as well. As you know, this is one of our concerns, because our duty and mission is to make sure that there is a growing appreciation for the quality of the wine. So the wines of the Italian winemakers are going to be positioned in a higher position. Positive data coming, particularly for the wine, red wines, where we have gained the #1 position in the market. For the white wines, the #1 position for the Italian market. Vinitaly is associated, of course, with the growth of the wine all over the world. When I started my career, one of the first official missions that I was involved with was to accompany these delegations to Vinitaly. I'm going back to 1982. And it's always interesting to be with a satisfaction to be involved with activities of Vinitaly. Recently, with Vinitaly, the Italian Trade Agency has been developing an important program of education. I want to focus on this specific aspect because some of the members of the CTV are a result of the educational activities that have been conducted together by the Italian Trade Agency, Vinitaly, and Fiera di Verona, and local partners. Because education is something that is going to give us the platform that has enough recruitment for the future for new professionals, new specialists, new journalists, new people that are going to promote Italian wine in the United States. And all these education courses have been very, very positive in terms of results. I know that some of the people that are so-called ambassadors of Italian wine, strictly connected to the Vinitaly, are here on this event. So, once again, let me express the satisfaction about this collaboration that the Italian Trade Agency has with Fiera di Verona and Vinitaly, and I hope that today is going to be, once again, an example of the activity that we have been conducting in order to create the community of the people involved in the Italian business. This is, I think, the concept. By exchanging views, exchanging opportunities, exchanging also opinions, I think we can have a stronger presence of the Italian market. I'd like to thank all of you for having accepted our invitation, and I think that it is now back the floor to Stevie.
So my name is Stevie Kim. For those who I've never met, and I would just like to extend my thanks to, of course, the Italian Trade Agency, who has been supporting us, especially for the international Academy program, we have here with us faculty member Henry Duval and Nicole, one of our students. So about 1,000 candidates have undergone the program in Italy International Academy. It is rather intense, and we certify what we call Italian wine ambassadors. To date, there are 98 Italian wine ambassadors certified from the United States and 20 from Canada. If you'd like more information, Henry will be here for that. And we have just proclamated, of course, 4 additional members of the Italian wine ambassadorship in America as of Sunday. And our flagship, of course, will be held in Verona. Right now, I would like to, so I know that most of you know this already, but Vinitaly is actually not a company, it's a brand. It's owned by Veronafiere, where they have a lot of different exhibitions. It's just one of the many brands that Veronafiere owns. And here we have in connection with us, Giovanni Mantovani, who is actually the Managing Director for Veronafiere. So not just in Italy, the entire exhibition. You can join us today. So he is now live from, I don't know where, I think Rome. Ciao Giovanni.
Ciao a tutti.
To say a few words. Bye.
May I take this opportunity to greet and welcome everyone to the US presentation of the upcoming Vinitaly. In particular, I wish to thank the Italian Consul General in New York, Fabrizio Di Michele, and the director of the Italian Trade Agency in New York, my friend, mio amico Antonino Laspina, not only for being with us today, but also for having been historic partners in our initiatives. There is by now just 1 month to go, after a forced stop of more than 2 years, to our wine event, which resumes its dates in April. After the reopening of the Italian trade fair system last June, which made it possible for us to organize the 10th anniversary of OperaWine, and at last hold the Vinitaly with a special edition format. It is well worth pointing out that we will meet in person again and shake hands during the 54th Vinitaly. It is an opportunity to strengthen even further the friendship and business relationship between our 2 countries. This is extremely important given the winds of war we are forced to witness in Europe today. The business friendship between the United States and Italy in the wine field is not something we discover only today. 4 years by now, export of Italian wine around the world have found their primary destination in America. An historic relationship which, over the last difficult 2 years period, has proven all its solidity. America imports of Italian wine last year grew by 18% for an overall value of almost $2.3 billion. This is unprecedented growth. Today, in the United States, 1/3 of imported wine is Italian. And if we add French wines, we discover that more than 2/3 of the value of imported wines is covered by the 2 winemaking superpowers. The coming Vinitaly will consolidate this special relationship through a series of events characterizing this 2-way relationship, and not only in the wine field. It is no coincidence for example, that the next Vinitaly we confirm the vital partnership with the Wine Spectator for OperaWine, a full-scale preview of the trade fair scheduled on April 9th, with the tasting of a selection of the finest 130 Italian wines by the top 130 wineries in Italy. Dedicated to the United States and Canada, it will also be the highlight of the inaugural event, with market analysis and outlooks, as well as the presentation of a new survey we are conducting into the US wine trade. Last but not least, an extremely important contingent of US operators and buyers will attend the 4-day B2B event. This is, in numerical as well as qualitative terms, an extraordinary turnout by the American wine trade, invited thanks also to the joint effort of Vinitaly, the Italian Trade Agency, and the Italian Ministry for International Affairs. In general, we are seeing a high rate of trust and expectation from international operators and exhibitors alike. Currently, the regulation have already confirmed attendance at Vinitaly from areas in Canada and the USA, particularly the Midwest, West Coast, and Texas, as well as Singapore, Malaysia, and for Europe, Scandinavian countries, Denmark, the Netherlands, Germany, and Switzerland. We are also working to ensure strong attendance from the UK and Japan, as well as from other emerging markets such as Mexico and several areas in Eastern Europe and Africa. May I thank you once again for being here today at one of the international roadshow organized in synergy with the Italian Trade Agency and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which have included one trade fair brand for wine promotion in the Italy is Simple Extraordinary, Be It campaign. I look forward to seeing you again in Verona next 10 to 13 April. Thank you so much.
Everyone else has been. Okay, that's excellent. But since you haven't been in 2 years, we need to get you. So Vinitaly is actually what I call the Vinitaly Marathon. There are 4 days of Vinitaly, but if you go back to 5-star wines, it all starts, yes, 1st of April, which is April Fool's Day. It starts the 1st of April. That's the wine competition. And then there is the Vinitaly International Academy. That's from the 4th to the 7th. There's a little pause. And then we have this sexy and glam event, which is called OperaWine. It's basically wine experience just with Italian wines. And it is the opening event to Vinitaly. And that happens the Saturday before Vinitaly, which is Vinitaly starts on Sunday. We've been doing this with a special project with Wine Spectator, has been our partner for this will be the 11th edition, I believe. So Alison Napjus, who covers, of course, the entire country for Wine Spectator, except Piedmont Toscana at the moment, is here with us today, and so she can explain to you a little bit more about OperaWine. Has anybody been to OperaWine, first of all? So not too many people. Yes? Yes? Yes. Okay. All right, here you go. Alison Napjus.
The podium after Steve. I'm not sure I adjust here. Okay, so I'm very pleased to be here to officially announce Finest Italian Wines, The signature tasting that kicks off in Italy, brought to you through a partnership with Veronafiere and Wine Spectator. Wine Spectator is excited to continue our commitment to Italian wines with this 11th edition of the tasting to be held on Saturday. With more than 3.5 million readers, Wine Spectator is the world's most widely read wine publication, covering wine in our print edition, online at winespectator.com, and through more than 12,000 annual reviews of newly released wines and wine tasting. And while that coverage includes the wide world of wine, it's been a real pleasure for me, along with my colleague Bruce Sanderson, to deepen our knowledge, our passion, and our overall excitement for the wonderful wines of Italy over the course of the last 5 years plus, which is the tasting the wines regions. As you can see, we love Italy. This is our current edition. We love the great diversity on display among Italian wines and the ongoing strides that country's producers make towards even greater quality every single vintage. And at OperaWine, we're looking to highlight the diversity and those efforts. What began in 2012 with the tasting of about 100 producers has expanded, and this year we'll welcome 130 producers to the tasting. 100 wasn't enough. So, although OperaWine is presented in partnership with Vinitaly, Wine Spectator is fully responsible for selecting producers we invite to participate in the tasting each year. And let me tell you, it's not an easy job. There are a lot of wonderful candidates who participate. One of the many criteria we look at is historical significance. For example, wineries such as Antonino from Tuscany, Mastrogiardino from Campania, Nasty from Veneto, or Giuseppe Mascarello from Piedmont, among others, have been a part of OperaWine since the beginning, for the important role each producer has played in the story of Italian wine, and delicious wines, of course. We also look to highlight the diversity of Italian wine, which means each year OperaWine attendees will find producers from every region in Italy, from all the far corners. So this year we have the Prep from Valdosta in the northwest, the Verona from Italy in the northeast, Vincenzo di Polito in the Toledo of the Italian Beach, Laurea, and Gianfranco in Puglia. And from among that geographical spread is a lot of stylistic range. Overall, more producers elect to pull red wines in the tasting, and this year we'll have about 75% of the wines being poured in red. But you'll also find everything from vibrant sparklers such as Papa Pasco's Elephant and Deep French for 2011, all the way through luscious sweets such as And while the tasting highlights a lot of fruit releases or new vintages, we've also had many wineries that are looking up their cellars with respect. To name just a few, if you're lucky enough to attend, definitely make sure you try Alcon's Altamira, Castello Roche Reserva 2002, and Bianchi Santi's Brunello Montalcino Junior Reserva 2004. But above all, quality is always the foremost consideration when selecting wineries we invite to OperaWine. And because this, we return to our wine tastings every year to find the wineries and wines that stood out to us and excited us. And in 2022, that resulted in 10 wineries being invited to OperaWine for the first time, wineries that helped to bring new energy to the tasting. I'm just going to read through the list really quickly. It's names big and small, and some that are surprised that have not been part of it before. But from Basilicata, we have the Republic of from Lombardy, from the Ise Portago, from Piedmont, Modena, from Sicily, Torre, from Tuscany, Castello di Monsanto, Istria, and Portofino, from Umbria, Scascia Diavoli, and from Veneto, Romagna. So 11 years of this fantastic tasting, and 11 years of bringing together top producers from throughout Italy with passionate wine lovers, all in one place on the fair. And it's an understatement to say that the last 2 years have been a challenge. But I know the wine world joins all of us at Wine Spectator with our enthusiasm and our eagerness to return to special events like OperaWine, experiences that fuel the ongoing dialogue and the story of wine. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you will all make it to Italy and to OperaWine.
It is by invitation only, which means that each producer that you see the list that on the back, they have only had 2 tickets, and that's including themselves. So it is an invitation only event by the producer. It's small, but it is in for incredible library. in touch with one of these producers. That's all I have to say. I would just like to, yes, it's completely useless. People need that. I just want to thank again for some time and agency because they're not only part of our St. International Academy, this luncheon that we're holding today, but also they support us in 5-star lines, which is for all the judges, as well as Vinitaly International Academy. They sponsor flights and launching for the program, and they are responsible for bringing more than 300 buyers around all over the world. And one more event, which is kind of a parenthesis, which happens at the end, towards the end of the year, which is Wine to Wine. It's a wine business forum. And there are about 2,000 attendees, about 100 speakers from all over the world. Usually we get to do the announcement of OperaWine at Wine to Wine, which is in fact, but we're a little bit late this year, so we are happy that we were able to do it. It's better than whatever, right? So thank you very much. With that, buon appetito a tutti, and hope to see some of you at Vinitaly. Ciao, ciao, Gianni.
Bene. 8. Cosa devo fare? Aspetta, metto libero. Allora io qua vedo libero invece. Ok, vado. Il meeting, ok.